The Tuscarora Lapidary Society teaches lapidary, jewelry making, and several glass arts in its education facility in Brookhaven, Pennsylvania. This video is an introduction to the TLS program in jewelry making. We offer a wide variety of courses and workshops in jewelry making, including basic, intermediate, and advanced metalsmithing, channel jewelry, chain mail, Viking knit, casting, wire wrap jewelry, bead crochet and embroidery, and precious metal clay. We will touch briefly on each of these areas in this video. First, a brief overview of metalsmithing. In metalsmithing, one constructs jewelry out of metal sheet, tubing, and wire using a wide variety of tools. This process is often called fabrication. Here a student is sawing silver in a silversmithing class with a jeweler's saw. This student is arranging pieces of round and square tubing in a design for a pendant. The power tool called a flex shaft is very handy for drilling, shaping, smoothing, and polishing. At TLS, we offer a variety of torches using single and dual fuels. Here, a torch that runs on natural gas and oxygen is being used to solder a piece of jewelry. A bezel setting tool is being used to push a silver bezel against a cabochon. A free-form cabochon of lace agate is being checked for fit in the bezel of this beautiful silver pin or pendant. Barry Messino, in the middle of this photo, is one of our volunteer member teachers and is also a professional jeweler. Precious metal clay was invented in Japan around 1990. It is a clay-like product that contains fine particles of precious metals in a binder that burns away when heated, leaving a pure metal product. This bracelet was made from silver clay. These earrings and pendant were made with precious metal clay. In channel jewelry, lapidary materials are cut to fit into channels of silver ribbon. In this picture, the channels for a pendant are nearly complete. The back is being soldered onto this piece of channel jewelry. Here are two completed pieces of channel jewelry with the channels filled with a variety of lapidary materials. Wire wrapping is a technique of creating jewelry out of precious metal wires without using solder connections. In this workshop photo, instructor Ellen Schwarzkopf is helping students with their projects. This wire-wrapped jewelry size Intarsia can be worn hung on a necklace. Faceted stones and free-form cabochons can be mounted in wire wrapping to be hung on a necklace. Here, rings and a bracelet have been created using wire wrapping techniques. In chain mail, one uses metal rings of various sizes and colors to create pieces of jewelry. Here are two pairs of earrings. These are examples of chain mail created holiday decorations. This intricate example of chain mail is called European sheet weave. Here are three different style chainmail bracelets, in one of which small beads are captured in the rings. In Viking knit, one weaves long strands of wire around a dowel or similar tool to create a wire chain. The process is neither true knitting nor weaving. It is also known as trichinopoly chain, ancient examples of which were found in Scandinavia, leading to the name Viking knit. These Viking knit bracelets were made of various colored copper wires. These Viking knit necklaces were made from various types of silver wire. Next, we look at several examples of casting. In this first example, a wax model has been made for a ring. The wax model will be embedded in a plaster-like material called investment, which is then heated, allowing the wax to melt and run out. Finally, molten silver is poured into the mold. The process is called lost wax casting. Here is a set of rings from a lost wax casting workshop. In this case, the wax models were made in the workshop. The models were then delivered to a professional casting company for the actual casting. Here, molten brass is being poured into a mold in a sand casting workshop. The cast piece has been removed from the mold and then polished. In this workshop, a design has been carved in Cuttlebone for casting, and the silver is being melted to pour into the mold. Interesting shapes can be created by dripping molten metal into ice water or onto a wet broom. The resultant shapes can be used as components in finished jewelry. This pendant features a round Cuttlebone casting embellished with a broom casting on top. In these examples of bead embroidery and crochet, various small beads, called seed beads, are used to create beautiful bezels to hold cabochons, as well as to create necklaces to hold the cabochon pendants. Here are close-up photos of seed bead bezels on 2 cabochons. These examples, that can be parts of bracelets or necklaces, are from a bead weaving workshop. Although much of our program in jewelry arts is taught by volunteer member instructors, we have been fortunate to have several extraordinarily talented invited instructors, including Marthe Roberts-Shea, Joan Strott-Alvini, Richard Salley, Jeff Fulkerson, and Q. Pham Gray. Local artist Marthe Roberts-Shea has taught intermediate to advanced metal smithing classes and workshops for us since fall 2015. The next 3 slides are examples of her work, several pieces of which were topics for her courses. This is student work from a course by Marthe Roberts-Shea on cuff bracelets. A course was devoted to construction of hollow rings. Here you see several steps in the process. Joan Strott-Alvini is a local enamel artist who has given us workshops in cloisonné, enamel painting, and plique-à-jour since summer 2013. This is a photo of Joan's work in cloisonné, in which fine gold wires bound regions filled with glass enamels that are fired to fusing temperature in a kiln. These examples of enamel painting and plique-à-jour earrings were topics for 2 of Joan's workshops. This and the next photo are examples of student work from cloisonné workshops. Richard Salley joined us for workshops in August of 2018 and 2019. This slide and the next are examples of Richard's work that were topics for these workshops. Here, Richard is assisting students in his Locket workshop. Jeff Fulkerson gave us a workshop in June 2019 on inlay hollow rings. Here, Jeff is instructing and assisting students. Here we see material being selected for inlay and several of the completed projects by the students. Q Fam Gray gave us a wide variety of workshops in both January of 2019 and 2020. This slide and the next show Q's work that were models for topics covered in her workshops. This slide and the next two show work done in Q's workshops. Jewelry making demonstrations by our members at our annual show Gemorama attract lots of attention from the visitors. This concludes our overview of the TLS Jewelry Program. Current information on classes and meetings may be found on our website, www.lapidary.org.